Hello, everyone. This is Rosemary with Good Journeys Tarot, and as you can tell, I am getting behind on my video every Sunday. um, my issue is that I work from home now, and I'm always in the room where I usually do tarot because it's the only place I can set up my work computer to be functional. And so when I get off work, I don't want to come back in here. Today I finished a little early, so I thought I'd do a video of some random items, some things, just to let you know what's going on here, how I'm killing time and staying sane in my house. So I thought I'd start by showing you what I've been reading. I have actually been reading through Tarot for Troubled Times by Teresa Reed and Shaheen Miro, and I'm probably about that far into it. I actually have done some of the spreads that are further back in the book already, and there's actually a huge section of it that is actually uh, has affirmations and meanings and whatnot for the major arcana in the middle of it there. So, and then also again and towards the back. So I'm going through it at my own pace as I feel like I can deal with it, and enjoying it. I really am. I have also gone back to Ethany's Your Tarot Court, and instead of trying to read it as she wrote it, I am going through based on cards. And so the way I'm doing that is I'm pulling a card from the courts every day, and then I'm reading about that court card in each chapter throughout the book. That's actually working a lot better for me, and I'm actually getting some good stuff out of her book. And the deck I'm using for that is well, until a few minutes ago, it was my newest deck, and that is This Might Hurt Tarot. I actually am really enjoying This Might Hurt Tarot. You'll see there on top right now is the Page of Wands, which was my card yesterday. I pulled it. I haven't read. So I'll be doing that this afternoon. I like this deck. This deck is everything I was looking for in a modernized version of the RWS. Except I have a couple of little things that bug me about the deck. One is that rather than replace the horses with varied items, or I mean, you could have even kept some horses because horses are part of modern society as well. All of them were replaced with motorcycles. So while I can kind of live with that with the knights, what is really just insane to me is the chariot card, which is kind of nonsensical, with a woman standing on the back of two motorcycles that are actually made up to look like the sphinxes. Let me see if I can get to it here. So, I mean, it's a cool image, but I feel like there are too many motorcycles in the deck. There are so many other things that could have modernized it than just motorcycles, I guess. That was kind of a little peeve of mine, but I mean, it is a beautiful card. I have no problem with the beauty of all the cards. The other thing that is a little, I mean, and again, I love this card, but I think what the deck would have been better served with something else. So the idea was for Judgment to replace the Christian imagery. And so in my mind, if you're wanting to modernize it and remove the Christian imagery, you should choose something that's not simply another religion. That's just my own take. I think that would have that would have made this deck ideal. But this is a gorgeous card. I don't really relate to this religious tradition, but I do understand what it's saying, and it's beautiful. Okay, deck's beautiful. I just think some of the cards could have been different, and it would have been perfect. But it's a gorgeous deck. I bought mine recently, so all that was left was this. It's supposed to be holographic, I think, but I don't really get holographic as much as I get silver from it when I'm working with it. And it could be my eyes. You might be looking at it right now going, woo, but not me. And I love her backs on the card. It's basically the world reversed with the um, suits as well around it. It's cool. I love this deck. It's great to work with, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's my hurt. So that's something I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Is just trying to get to know that deck and work with it, especially alongside the Your Tarot Court as I'm studying about the court cards in more depth. I really wanted to do some things during this time that would grow my tarot practice because I'm supposed to be at Reader Studio starting tomorrow. Okay? And that's not happening, so I'm missing out on all that great educational opportunity and camaraderie and everything that I was supposed to be doing for the first time. So, the deck I just got today is the Pride Tarot. It's a collaborative deck, which means the images are from various artists. I don't normally buy collaborative decks. I don't find them useful to me because the images are not consistent throughout. I like a consistent theme and artwork throughout my decks. The reason I got this one is because I know that the images throughout it will relate to a lot of people in my community, and I think one of the reasons people are drawn to decks that are all female or all male or all a specific religious or racial persona um, is that they like to see themselves in the cards. And so that's never really been a problem for me. I can see myself in any card. I just have to look. It doesn't matter whether they're the same race as me or the same religion or, you know, gender. It doesn't matter to me. I can still pull, for me, something from the card. And that's one of the reasons I've never been one of those that have been um, had a problem with the lack of diversity in the RWS. The RWS was created when it was created, and it still is readable, regardless of what the images are. And so I can understand in creating a new deck why you want to include diversity, absolutely. But I've never seen that as a problem, and that's just because of my own privilege. But I do want to see a more diverse RWS deck, and this Night Heart comes closest, I think, for me. The Modern Witch actually, to me, would be the perfect deck if it had not excluded men. If it had even had 30% males in it, it would have been perfect. Okay, but I'm looking for a deck that's representational across the board, not just women, not just men, not just one specific race, but the world as we see it today. And so one of the projects that I am wanting to work on is recoloring an RWS deck and actually adding to one my own imagery to make it more diverse. But I'm struggling to find a deck that I think will take ink well, and then I won't have to worry about the ink, smearing or whatnot because of the laminate. So I'm working on that. That's a project that I'm working on, trying to find the right deck to recolor myself. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So that was a little bit of ramble. I will be doing a walkthrough of this on Sunday and give you my impressions of some of the cards in it. I'm already tell you there are some great cards in here. There are some cards in here, but there are a lot of artists that you'll recognize right away. So another thing that I have been doing with my time is I have been doing something I've been putting off, which was I wanted to read some manga, and Princess Jellyfish was actually an anime that I saw that I loved, and there are actually 9 volumes in the manga, and the first 3 kind of cover the the anime, and then the last six are new material. But I was inspired by Katie Flowers when she talked about her manga journey on her channel to go ahead and grab it, and actually got it at a deep discount and read it during this crazy time where I at least have a little bit of extra time in the day where I'm not commuting. And so I'm enjoying reading through that. So let's do one more thing. I know a few people have posted a video. There's a tag going around about my mugs, I think it is. I'll put the hashtag up here as soon as I find it. But I wanted to share with you 4 of my most used mugs here at home. So the first one is this Hershey's mug. So this actually is not really that unique or interesting, except for the fact that I actually got it at the Hershey factory store in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And I only will drink hot chocolate out of it. That's just kind of a thing. So I use it mostly in the winter. And then I was gifted this mug, which says Pug, because if anybody has watched my Instagram, you will have seen my pug in several images. In fact, he is in several of the photo of the day tarot cards that I did. So that was that one. I actually purchased this mermaid mug last year when I was working with Lisa Robertson's book, which the name escapes me right now, but she actually did a mermaid deck. I didn't really get into the deck, but I thought, well, this will be cool. I'll use the mermaid mug while I'm doing the course. I think it's Pathways, Tarot Pathways, but I'll put the name of that below as well as above in a few moments because I didn't pull it out. Now, my last mug is my most expensive mug, and it was actually custom made. I had went to a event, and at the event, they had these mugs, and the mugs were shaped like cauldrons, but the artist had the cauldrons in various finishes with various images, but the one that I wanted was this purple with the triple moon, and she didn't have that. She had this with a crescent moon, and then she had the triple moon on some other different types of mugs, but there wasn't like this specific mug. So she custom made this for me, and I love it. It's great. It holds the same amount of coffee as my mug I use at work. And the only reason my mug from work is not in this is because it has my company logo on it. And so I didn't want to show that. And also because it has a lid. At work we have to have lids. So all of the cups I use at work are actually from my company where I've won prizes and whatnot and have lids on them. So yeah, I really just wanted to get on here and do a video, let you know what kinds of things I'm looking at and studying right now, and give you a sneak peek of what is to come, which will be the walkthrough of the Pride Tarot. Until next time, good journeys.